That's it, folks. The wait is over. Top Gun Maverick has finally landed on 4K Blu-ray and Blu-ray disc. It's been out for a while on Kaleidoscape. I've had a lot of time to dig through this one. We've got a lot to go over. Stick around. Alright, what's up, home theater fans and fellow bassheads? My name is Todd with avnirvana.com, and welcome to episode number 7 of Bass Hunters. This one has been killing me. It's taken so long to get this one out, but this is a big one. We're talking Top Gun Maverick, Tom Cruise, Jerry Bruckheimer. I mean, can it get any better than this? I placed my pre-order for this on Kaleidoscape way back in May. And, you know, this is the reason why I partnered with Kaleidoscape for this whole venture. This movie dropped in 4K Dolby Atmos, that's lossless Dolby Atmos, on August 23rd. So I've had a long time to dig through this movie. I've watched it maybe 6 times over the last few months. I know today is a really big day for a lot of you because it is hitting 4K disc and Blu-ray today. This, to me, is the disc of the year. This is one of the best releases we've had in several years. And let's dig into this right now. Let me throw up the scorecard. You can see right there, I'm giving this movie an A. That is a rock solid A. I love this flick. Let's skip on down to picture quality, A+. This movie is gorgeous. Let me tell you folks, you are in for a treat. It looks absolutely incredible in 4K HDR. Audio-wise, I'm also giving this movie an A+. It sounds phenomenal. The sound design is wonderful. I don't care what you say about how much Atmos is actually engaged throughout this movie. It is a tour de force. It is a delight for the ears. Everybody that's come into my home theater room to watch it has loved it. I think you're going to love it too. And you know what? I'm not pulling any punches today. Let's get right to the base score, A+. This is a slam dunk, home run, home theater demo disc movie. And that goes without saying, it is reference quality. For today's show, I've selected 3 different scenes that we're going to check out and dissect. The very first one you can see there is a script scene called Mach 10. That's for all you Kaleidoscape users out there. Look right down in the description below for a link over to the script file for Bass Hunters episode number 7. And you will find all 3 of these scenes locked and loaded, ready to go. They're also getting dropped into our Bass Hunters reference bass demo script files that you can also find links to down below for disc fans out there. This very first one is at the 7-minute, 35-second mark, and it lasts 5 minutes and 18 seconds. The next one, it is script scene 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Timestamp is 1 hour, 19 minutes, 23 seconds, and it's shorter, 3 minutes and 18 seconds long, and probably saving the very best for last. This is script scene Bass Hunters 3, timestamp 1 hour, 30 minutes, 35 seconds, and it's a doozy at 9 minutes and 18 seconds. Okay, first things first, let's get this out of the way right up front. This movie has deep, hard-hitting bass. You can see it right here on the spectrogram. Of course, this is in my room. Your room and your equipment may vary, but we're getting output that is dropping down into the 20s and well below into the infrasonics. If you've never seen anything like this before, this is called a spectrogram. On the left-hand side, that is your frequency. It goes from 5 hertz at the very bottom all the way up to 24 kilohertz. Across the bottom is time. And what you see over on the right side is decibels. Now, the more red, the louder it is, okay? So you can see right in this bass zone that we're concerned about, right there from 20 hertz up to 40, 50 hertz, there is a ton of activity. And the infrasonics, that is below 20 hertz, that's what you can't hear, but you can feel, and there's a lot of activity there. This is A plus, A grade stuff, and it is like this throughout the movie. If you feel like you need more of a primer, or if you'd like to learn about the system I use in my own home theater room, just look down in the description and there's a link to a video that talks about it extensively. Okay, so let's jump into our very first scene. This is Mach 10. This, of course, is when Maverick goes 10 times the speed of sound at the beginning of the movie. Just want to point out here at the very beginning, I'm going to show it to you and then I'm going to stop it and we're going to analyze it a little bit more closely. But this is just one example of how on point the sound design in this movie is. There is a nice yet subtle rumble right around the 30 hertz mark as Tom Cruise is sitting inside his cockpit before takeoff. It just adds this sense that you are in the cockpit with him. It's just absolutely wonderful. Check it out.
It's not too late to stop, buddy.
You know what happens to you if you go through with this.
I know what happens to everyone else if I don't.
And there it is right there. Let's bring in the FFT analyzer so you can see that a little more clearly and you can see how it really stands out in the scene. Okay, and we are looking at the top graph here and you can see that blue line. It's marking right around 32 hertz. That's peak energy. That is that low-lying LFE, that little bit of rumble in the cockpit that just draws you right into the scene. It's just awesome.
Charge stern's ready for takeoff.
Everyone, go for takeoff. Start with engine.
Engine, go.
Thermals, go.
Fuel, go. Electric, go.
Control surfaces, go.
North Star, control, you're clear for takeoff.
Nice ride. One last ride.
North Star, you are clear of 600, increase to Mach 3.5.
Clear above 600, increase to Mach 3.5.
And let's just pause it right here real quick. You know, what you're seeing here is just evidence of how diverse and dynamic the bass is in this movie. On the left side over there on the spectrogram, that you can see the engines of the jet engaging. There is some peak energy in the infrasonics that really just feels amazing and sets the tone in the home theater room. And then of course you have all kinds of textures and subtleties peppered throughout. It's just really wonderful stuff. Okay, so let's fast forward ahead a little bit here, just in the name of brevity, and you can see there is quite a bit more activity associated with the jet here as Maverick engages the engines. And there's another great look at just how diverse and textured the bass for this particular scene is. It follows the action on the screen perfectly. Okay, and we're just gonna skip ahead here to when he actually hits Mach 10, and I'm just gonna let this play out, and then we're going to head on over to our next scene.
Windshield have caution. Surface step rising. Come on, sweetheart, just a little more. Just a little. Come on. Okay, so that is reference quality
demo material right there. That will make your home theater room sing. Check out that entire first scene for something really special. Okay, we're going to skip ahead to scene number 2. This is 2 minutes, 15 seconds in the script file. You can see the timestamp right there. You know what, folks? I'm just going to let this play out in its entirety. If you want to skip ahead to the next scene, that's scene 3, go right on ahead. Otherwise, enjoy.
Maverick to range control. Entering point Alpha. Confirm green range.
Maverick, range control. Green range is confirmed. I don't see an event scheduled for you, sir.
Well, I'm going anyway.
Nice.
Setting time to target, 2 minutes, 15 seconds.
2:15, that's impossible.
File attack point. Maverick's inbound.
Okay, so not much needs to be said about that scene. I mean, you can just see how diverse and textured that bass is and how it is so perfectly associated with what's going on in the action in the movie. It's just wonderful. That is total reference quality demo material. Let's skip ahead to scene number 3. This is the attack scene at the end of the movie. This is loaded with some awesome stuff. We're going to have to skip around a little bit because it's about 10 minutes long. For those of you following along with your script file, this is Base Hunters 3. And of course, you can see the timestamp right there for a disc. And everything starts off with the FA-18s firing up on the carrier deck. It is just wonderful. LFE, so deep and powerful. You can see it right there. And, you know, the sound design team did an excellent job with varying the impact of the bass. You can see there it disappears when you get into the cockpit. There's rumbles going on the carrier right there. And then we have more jets taking off, more LFE associated with them. It's just the sporadicness of it just injects this power, and it's just a sense of realism right into your home theater room. So we're going to skip ahead here to the point where Maverick and his team drop into the canyon as they approach their target, and we'll let it play out here for a second to give you a sense of what the base is like.
Going in. First SAM site overhead.
Looks like we're clear on radar, Mav.
Let's not take it for granted. More SAMs, 3 o'clock high. We got 2 minutes to target. Copy. We're a few seconds behind, Rooster. We gotta move.
30 seconds to Tomahawk impact on enemy airstrip.
Dagger, Comanche. We're picking up 2 bandits. Single hook, 2 contacts.
Where the hell they come from? Long range patrol?
Comanche, what's their heading?
Bullseye, 09050. Tack southwest.
They're headed away from us. They don't know we're here. The second those Tomahawks hit the airbase, those bandits are gonna move to defend the target. We have to get there before they do. Increase speed.
We got you, Mav. Don't wait for me.
Sir, Daggers 2 and 4 are behind schedule. Time to target 1 minute 20.
Tomahawk impact in 3, 2. Impact. Enemy runway is destroyed.
They know we're coming now.
Bandits are switching course to defend the target.
Rooster, where are you?
Come on, Rooster! Bandits inbound! We gotta make up time now! Lieutenant Bird!
Heads up, Phoenix.
Okay, we're going to pause it right there. The LFE associated with them going under the bridge, it's like a whooshing sound. It's very deep, visceral, powerful. It adds this sense of this giant object passing over top of you. It's really, really wonderful stuff. And notice how they didn't use the same effect twice. It is diverse, adding to the realism of the film. Just really great stuff. Okay, now we're going to fast forward to Maverick and Phoenix approaching the target, and let's take a listen.
One. Get the eyes on that target, Bob. Tiger 3! Stand by, Mav! Come on, Bob, come on. Stand by! I've got it captured! Target acquired, bombs away. We've got impact! Check direction!
That's airable number 1.
Okay, and then we're going to fast forward here to the massive explosion. And of course, after they strike their target, they have to evade a bunch of surface-to-air missiles. You can see here, this is playing in fast speed. There is a lot of activity going on until Maverick gets clipped. All right, so Of course, there is a lot more where that came from, especially once they find the Tomcat and they get that thing airborne and all of the activity that happens after that. That's something I highly recommend you check out in your own home theater room. In terms of what kind of equipment plays best for this movie, you know, if you are watching this with a sound bar and a small subwoofer, or if you have underpowered subwoofers, you're going to be missing out on a lot. As you can see, there's tons of bass in the 20 hertz range and down into the infrasonics. So those of you out there with big, powerful subs, this movie is definitely going to play to you best. All right, folks, that's all I've got for you today. If you'd like to get in touch with me, you can find me on Twitter. My handle there is @AVWoofer. And of course, you can always find me over on the forum at avnirvana.com. My username there is my name. That's Todd Anderson. See you next time.